Good Sunday morning, October 24th, 2021. Appalachian Trail southbound hike day number 81. Stayed at the Whiskey Hollow shelter, or camped near it. There was a bunch of people at the shelter. It was like a Girl Scouts training group. So at least someone there was making a fire. Got to stand around a fire. Got smoked out while I was eating my dinner. But it was nice to have the smell of campfire on a nice cold night. There was at least 15 people there. That was the busiest I've seen a shelter since the Long Trail in Vermont. Today, or last night, it kind of sprinkled a little bit. Wasn't really a rain, but stuff is a little bit damp this morning. It's cool out. My fingers are cold. I'm probably gonna keep this jacket and hat on for a while. I'm planning on going at least 22 miles, and I'll be entering the Shenandoah National Forest, or National Park today, later this afternoon, so that's exciting. I think the park covers about 100 or 120 miles of the trail. So, and the trail pretty much follows Skyline Drive, which I would say was probably equivalent to like the Kangamangas Highway. It's a roadway with a lot of scenic pull-offs, and it pretty much parallels or follows really closely the Appalachian Trail. So that might be annoying. I'll hear car traffic all the time. But there's these stops called waysides, which are like concession stand type areas in the park. So I'm hoping I'll be able to stretch my food out by stopping at those kind of places during the day and supplementing breakfast or lunch. Said I'm gonna keep this jacket on, but I'm getting hot climbing up this. As they say, start your hike cold, because you know you're gonna warm up. Well, my wish came true. The sun came out. Now that I'm close to the Shenandoahs and yesterday doing the roller coaster, it's gonna be a lot of climbing. So less rocky, but definitely elevation gain during the day. I think over these 22 miles, something like 4,500 to 5,000 feet of elevation. Makes the day a little bit longer, slows the pace. Hopefully it'll provide some nicer views. But in here, a lot of the trees are starting to turn nice bright yellow colors. Back into a field. I know a lot of people dread climbing, but just going up that incline there was probably like a 500-foot gain in about a half a mile. I love that shit. I'm built for that. I remember being in the Whites and not really thinking much of it, because all my hiking training has been doing tall, long, continuous climbs without switchbacks. So down here in the south, there's a lot of switchbacks, which breaks it up. And yeah, I just find myself getting into chug mode. Put my head down, I thrust with my poles with each step, and I just muscle right through that. I almost feel like when I hit flat sections, my pace actually slows down because there's nothing for me to fight against. So bring it on, mountains. Let's see what you got. breezy bluebird day. It's around 11:45. Got about a quarter mile, and then I'm gonna stop and take lunch. At about 12 miles in for the day. Let me see if I can go 24 miles, 26 miles. I think there's a shelter at that point, which would make tomorrow a little bit easier of a day, so I could get into that hostel and kind of relax a little bit, recharge in the afternoon. The climbs for today have been broken up with nice flat sections like this, so been going about 3 miles an hour, which is good. Shortly after 1 o'clock, 14.5 miles in for the day. Feeling pretty good. Hitting a lot of like flat sections like this. And I'm less than 5 miles from entering the Shenandoah Park. So I'm excited. It'll be a nice chunk. There's been some pretty massive trees that I've seen today. Check this guy out. This is a big tree, huh? Thing's wide. There's a big fella right next to it. Well, I made it to Shenandoah National Park. I thought that there'd be like a guard gate or something at the entrance, but it was literally just a signpost and a little lockbox with permits that you have to fill out for camping here. Been walking for about a mile or so on a road like this.